Heavy rainfall returning within the next 20 minutes. More about that coming up in just a moment.
Right now this morning, the search continues for a wanted Minnesota man after a chase in Viroqua on Friday. Coming up, what we know about the suspect. And President Trump to meet with Ukraine's president later today. We'll have more on the calls for peace in the Russia-Ukraine war. Plus, a major spike in traffic around the Valley View Mall area. We'll have more on the events causing the extra congestion. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Allison Fergit. Alexandra is off. It's Monday, August 18th, and we've seen a lot of rain so far this morning, and it looks like that trend's just going to continue throughout the day, Art.
Yes, it will, my friend. Good to see you.
Great to see you, too.
Know,
glad to be back here.
I know. I'm like looking at you, and I'm looking at this, looking at the rainfall coming over La Crosse right now on my other monitor. Hey, we have heavy rainfall that's on the way. You can see it right now passing all the way up. Over the last 4 hours, it was up by Eau Claire as well as Ladysmith, and then it moved swiftly right back down to La Crosse, and now we're seeing another batch on the way. That's what's going to happen now as we go through the next, say, 20, 30 minutes and possibly into the next hour. So flash flooding potential is still in play. We have, again, an alert day today till 10 a.m. this morning for all areas for this possibility. We've been picking up at least 1 inch per hour, so we've been seeing this since the midnight hour up to maybe close to 5 inches of rainfall possible in the forecast. We'll also see as we get into it here, we have very saturated soil, so it's not very unlikely that we could see some flash flooding in the forecast. You can see that we also have a low risk for severe weather as well, and that's pretty much south of Eau Claire and, of course, mostly all of I-90. We'll get into, you can see the river's looking pretty good with the exception of the La Crosse River right now. They are in just action, and, of course, as we get into your forecast, I'll have more about this coming up for you to show you who is getting this rainfall and how long it's going to last. Stick around.
Sounds good. Thank you, Art. What started as a pursuit in Viroqua on Friday has now turned into a multi-day search for a wanted suspect. News 8 Now's Seth Padilla joins us with the latest from the newsroom.
Allison, Nathan Randall Gosman remains at large after the incident started on Friday when a Northside business called police to report about a man who had a warrant. When authorities arrived, Gosman fled, beginning the high-speed chase. The pursuit ended when Gosman crashed his vehicle and ran on foot. He then reportedly stole a municipal truck on Saturday. In an interview yesterday, the Vernon County Sheriff said the 2017 Ram was last seen in La Crescent around 1:30 a.m. on the 17th. It and Gosman's whereabouts remain unknown.
We know that he has a lengthy criminal record. We do not have any information to indicate that he is armed.
Authorities say anyone with any information on Gosman's whereabouts should call law enforcement. Authorities say do not engage with Gosman if you see him. Any further updates on this case, and we will be sure to relay them to you. In the newsroom, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
Seth, thank you. This morning, the world is watching the White House. President Trump says he's honored to host Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, flanked by other European leaders, days after his meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. No ceasefire agreement Friday, but over the weekend, the president seemed to put the ball in Zelensky's court. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
Today, a European show of support as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky prepares to meet with President Donald Trump in the Oval Office.
We are deciding what we are going to discuss in Washington.
It's Zelensky's first return to the White House since this heated exchange in February.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now.
This time, Zelensky is bringing backup in the push to end Russia's war with Ukraine. Last night, he posted on social media he hoped the joint strength will force Russia into a real peace. The sit-down comes after President Trump met with Russia's Vladimir Putin in Alaska Friday.
I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway.
Since the summit, President Trump has backed off his earlier push for a short-term ceasefire to foster negotiations, instead suggesting they go directly to a peace agreement. Zelensky disagrees.
It's impossible to do this under the pressure of weapons. So it's necessary to cease fire.
White House officials say the group today is expected to discuss solutions regarding territory taken by Russian forces.
There needs to be an agreement on territories and where the lines are going to be drawn.
Yesterday, Zelensky said that issue should only be discussed with Ukraine, Russia, and the U.S. all at the table. Jared Hill, CBS News.
White House Special Envoy Steve Witkoff said in a TV interview that Putin agreed to let the U.S. and European allies offer Ukraine NATO-like collective security guarantees. Zelensky welcomed the development, though he says the details are unclear. Commuters on Highway 16 by the Valley View Mall area will notice more traffic in the coming days. The opening of Raising Cane's, the Hy-Vee Back to School events, the Do Portugal Cirque shows, and other events in the area will all contribute to added traffic in the next few days. Traffic for tomorrow's Cane's opening will be directed to the access road. Overall, traffic is expected to be heavy until Sunday. The Holman Knights of Columbus hosted their annual Cornfest breakfast yesterday morning. The breakfast served as a chance for community members to connect, while doubling as a fundraiser to help families.
And it's a big fundraiser for Holman Knights of Columbus. We are just supporting the community. We use the funds to help families in need or other nonprofits that are looking for more support. Maybe even kids that are dealing with cancer and other, just rough, tough financial situations.
At the breakfast, the community enjoyed biscuits and gravy, sausage, eggs, toast, and a variety of drinks. In addition to that breakfast, Cornfest also included a car show. For their 30th year, organizers hoped more than 300 owners would bring cars for their attendees to come see. Many of the cars were unique and displayed their owners' passions.
We've had it for over 30 years, and so it's ingrained in us to put out a good product, and people keep showing up, whether they're spectators or whether they're drivers and owners.
The event also included more food and live music. The YMCA hosted a back-to-school supply pickup. News 8 Now's Stuff the Bus campaign's distribution happened this weekend. Students could fill their own backpacks with essentials or pick up one already pre-packed.
Really excited here. Last week we saw such a great partnership with our community in the donation of supplies in school supplies, and we are so fortunate to have so many families who will benefit from that today and be able to pick out supplies for their kids.
Community donations made it possible to help hundreds of kids start the school year ready to learn. Fall is just around the corner, and Eckers Apple Farm is ready. The apple farm, located in Trempealeau, is now officially open for the season. From train rides to apple picking, caramel apples, and fresh cider, there's something for all ages.
It's just a fun day to come out, spend some time with your family at the orchard, enjoy some music, have a craft cider.
If apples aren't your thing, Eckers also features a beer garden to enjoy the fall weather. A once blank wall on the north side of La Crosse is the canvas for a mural that's not just about art, it's about community and the history we leave behind. News 8's photographer team has the story with this week's eyepiece.
When it's finished and it's something that I feel turned out well and that folks seem to like and I can be proud of, it's a pretty gratifying experience. I was contacted by a coalition of folks almost a year ago that had an idea to have this wall painted and to bring some vibrancy and something new to the north end. Go up on the wall, I draw a bunch of random shapes. There's no rhyme or reason to what they are. It's just like drawing a grid. They're just all over the place. And then I'll take a picture of the wall with all those shapes on it. Then I take my sketch and I Photoshop the sketch onto the photo of the wall with those shapes on it, and then that tells me, oh, I need to put a hand over here, or oh, the person's head, the top of their head goes at the same point as this piece of the grid. So that's how it works.
All of the sketches that you see that are sort of illustrations of people are all actual photos. I mean, they're inspired by actual photos that either we provided to him or he found as he was researching La Crosse.
Most of the images and paintings in the mural are from different archival photos and things from around La Crosse. Kids in Copeland Park, firefighters helping out mitigate flood damage, someone hosing off a piano after a flood, trains, a mom and a kid watching the river go by. Colors really aren't bright or dull or any which way in one direction on their own. It really is all relative to what's around it. The only thing I'm ever on the news doing is stirring paint. Something's gonna look different when you place something else next to it, and that's something you just learn over time, and that's kind of the magic of painting. There's a style. I mix a lot of styles together on these murals. I try to keep parts of it playful. I like to do classical realism and other parts. What I want the public to know is that no matter how much you consume art or visual art or 2D art, there's really no wrong answer to what you take out of a painting. If it looks beautiful to you or if you enjoy the colors, that's one thing. If you take some deeper message or you see some story involved in it too, that's all right. You know, I think there's really no wrong answers.
The mural is expected to be finished in the next few days. Still ahead on your morning news, Air Canada flight attendants defy a government back-to-work order. A federal judge shuts down the FTC's attempt to probe a liberal group, and Star Trek gets ready for its 60th birthday with new action figures. And high-speed rail is expanding in the Northeast, but development isn't catching on in other parts of the country. In your consumer news today, we'll look at why high-speed rail continues to struggle in the U.S. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. In Hong Kong on Friday, giant panda twins Gia and Didi celebrated their first birthday. Their mother gave birth to them on August 15th, 2024 at Hong Kong's Ocean Park. The twins weighed just over 3.5 ounces at birth. For their birthday, the care team treated the giant panda twins to a special birthday cake. And as you begin to wake up this morning, we leave you with a quick wake-up call with the view from the Pier B Resort in Duluth, Minnesota. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
Need a new driveway? Parking lot looking rough? Trust Patriot Paving. We do it all. Driveways, parking lots, and durable chip seal surfaces. Fast, reliable, affordable. Book online today at patriot-paving.com.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that is green energy.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
The 30% tax credit will end this year, so lock in your savings, reduce your electric bills, and get the full 30% credit while it's still available. Call 608-780-2347 to get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy today.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. At American Waterworks, we use modern techniques and warranted solutions to restore your peace of mind in your home. After all, your home's foundation issues won't get better with time, but it will with our proven solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
Wait, you gave yourself a flu vaccine?
At your house?
How?
FluMist, it's a flu vaccine you give yourself.
Yeah, at home.
You do what at home?
FluMist Home! What? FluMist Home! A vaccine delivered to your home?
Yes!
You give yourself a shot? No, it's a mist that goes up my nose. My mom does it.
And it works?
Yeah, it's the same flu vaccine you get at the doctor's or pharmacy.
So easy. Even you can do it, Chief.
FluMist is a nasal spray flu vaccine for people aged 2 to 49. Don't get FluMist if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components, eggs, or to other flu vaccines. Do not give FluMist to children or adolescents taking aspirin therapy. Tell your healthcare provider about all your medical conditions, including asthma, wheezing, or Guillain-Barré syndrome, and about all the medicines you take. Runny or stuffy nose, sore throat, or fever may occur.
So I can order FluMist online? Yeah, just go get your phone.
Get flu protection without the injection. Order at flumist.com.
Hey, I went to the new place. They didn't have everything, but the bananas were on sale.
Wait, why didn't you go to Woodman's?
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint. I'm Phil. Other stores promote a few items but charge more for everything else. At Woodmans, you save big time money on your whole grocery bill.
I even use the app to compare prices.
Oh my gosh, talk about receipt regret. Our work here is done.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
Need a new driveway? Parking lot looking rough? Trust Patriot Paving. We do it all. Driveways, parking lots, and durable chip seal surfaces. Fast, reliable, affordable. Book online today at patriot-paving.com.
All right, looking at your local weather here, getting back to Eau Claire. Sun is up now, looking pretty good for everybody, but the breeze is still out there. Getting winds up to about 15, 16, 17 miles per hour, you can see right there. And continuing on, we'll go right back over to what it's like. Well, it's like 61 degrees, feels like 62 degrees. A little bit of humidity out there still holding on, 90% relative humidity, holding on to 10 miles of visibility. Dew points are at 59, so those dew points have dropped. Most of them were in the 70s earlier, but they've backed off because of that rainfall now. That's helped out. Speaking of rainfall, we're due for more of this rainfall coming back in the forecast right now. Whoa, I'm taking a look at this. This almost looks like a Star Trek ship right there. Hey, I'm a little Star Trek geek. I'm sorry. I apologize about that. We have more rainfall that's on the way. You can see it right here crossing the river gradually up by Minneapolis first, then getting over to Winona. Red Wing are also associated with that, and then possibly getting to La Crosse as we go into the next, say, 30 to 20, let's call it 15. 20 minutes now, holding on to this as we get into it. Highs for today, or tomorrow, excuse me. Mostly sunny skies. You're holding on to less humidity. Temperatures upper 70s, middle 70s, getting into the 80s, low 80s here. 83 for La Crosse, 78 for Eau Claire in your forecast. And then once you get into how this all shapes up, we'll take a look for Tuesday, holding on to mostly cloudy skies, giving way to partly cloudy conditions, then fluctuating that cloud cover to finish out. But a good-looking day at hand. I suspect we'll get closer to partly cloudy skies with maybe some decreasing clouds in the skies. We'll also hold on to La Crosse for tomorrow. You get into cloudier skies, giving way to mostly cloudy skies. Then you get into at least partly cloudy skies with mostly sunny skies to finish the day. I knew somebody would get some sunshine. Holding on to 82 degrees in your forecast, possibly with those decreasing clouds. Wednesday looking like this, though. I'm not going to get any rainfall out of this, but we're going to be seeing conditions to be like this. We'll see some upper 70s as well as some low 80s in the forecast. And that's a look at your forecast. When I come back, I'll give you an overview to show you where that rainfall is going to be, who's going to get it, and how long it's going to last. Please stick around.
In your morning consumer news, flight attendants with Air Canada remained off the job Sunday. That's despite a Canadian government order telling them to return to work. The 10,000 flight attendants began their strike on Saturday, and that forced the airline to cancel its flights. The flight attendants are demanding higher wages and to be paid when planes are grounded. A federal judge has blocked the Federal Trade Commission's investigation of a liberal advocacy group. The FTC launched the investigation into Media Matters for America earlier this spring. The group is known for its campaigns against Rupert Murdoch's Fox News and Elon Musk's social media platform X. The FTC said it was probing possible collusion. Media Matters sued the agency, claiming the investigation was retribution. And Art will be excited about this one. Star Trek is celebrating its 60th anniversary with new action figures. The franchise first launched in 1966. The Nacelle Company, who now has the rights to produce toys and play sets, plans on a number of releases. The first set will feature rare characters such as Peter Preston and Velcris. Future waves will showcase favorites like Kirk, Spock, and Captain Janeway. In just weeks, Amtrak will be getting a major upgrade on the East Coast, but it comes after the federal government has pulled funding from a major rail project on the West Coast, though there are still hopes for a proposed cross-country route before the FIFA World Cup next year. Brian Abel joins us from Washington with a look at the state of high-speed rail in the U.S.
A long-awaited upgrade will roll out on Amtrak's Northeast Corridor August 28th. Modern interiors for 28 new Acela trains running from Washington, D.C. to Boston at a top speed of 160 miles per hour. The Acela line, a rare success story for high-speed rail, not seen elsewhere in the U.S.
It's in a market where trains can definitely be successful. That's not necessarily the same when we start looking at some of our larger population centers throughout the rest of the United States.
Like on the West Coast, former California Governor Jerry Brown pushing for high-speed rail back in the 80s. Despite voters approving roughly $10 billion in 2008, it's yet to be built.
Once you make the commitment, it then becomes a question of, do you have the political will to see through the investments?
At a national level, that will appears to have jumped the tracks. Just this year, the Trump administration pulled the plug on both $4 billion in funding for California's rail project and $63 million for a project connecting Dallas and Houston. And experts are skeptical a proposed cross-country line from New York to LA will ever gain steam.
I struggle with believing that we can build out a rail network that competes effectively with air.
That's a look at your consumer news. Now let's send it over to Art for a check on our rainy weather today.
All righty, I'll do it now. If you say so, Allison, on my way right now. We're holding on to up to 1 to 5 inches of rainfall as possible as we get into it. But as I look at what's been happening since midnight, not so much. We've been seeing maybe up to about 0.83 or so, near an inch or so in some cases. Holding on to right now, you're looking at soil streams and creeks. They are saturated, so we already know that. The possibility of flash flooding not out of the question, and we do have an alert day because of all of this now going to the 10 o'clock hour. You're looking at the forecast there for your river flooding, and not much is happening with the exception of the La Crosse River by Mississippi on the Mississippi River. And that as we go into the next couple of days, you can see that eventually getting into an action. Right now it's holding off. It's not a problem at all currently. The only river that does have a problem with it that is in action is the Trempealeau River right now, and that continues to go on all the way up to Lafarge and working southward as well. All the way into your forecast, as I mentioned before, an alert day for today for potential flash flooding, I should say for flooding in the forecast here, with the possibility of this here holding on just say as you go south of Eau Claire. So pretty much south of Eau Claire all the way down to I-90, holding this in for a low risk for severe weather. Most of it is almost done, but we still have some more of that rainfall and thunderstorm activity to finish out the morning hours as we go into 10 o'clock. We'll also see some of that come back again as we go into the afternoon. As you can see, everybody else is holding on to some showers and thunderstorm activity with their little icon here coming into more showers and thunderstorm potential. We'll also finish the late day getting into your evening commute as well, so that'll hold on. So again, for your evening commute, so prepare yourself. So your morning commute as well as your evening commute will be wet, and possibly your afternoon commute too, so keep that in mind for your lunchtime. You'll hold on to it as you go right through the day, holding on to these low 80s with some upper 70s up to the north. As you can see that there for Eau Claire, about 82 degrees. Everybody else down to the south was a little bit on the warmer side there, with a little closer to the humidity levels rising up a tad bit. You'll hold on to this rainfall that I mentioned is on the way right now, getting towards La Crosse, and that will continue through the morning hours. You can see some of that, so we've been tracking a little bit down to the south now. We had most of it was up to the north. It's been slowly but surely working southward, but it's starting up again, starting up to the north and then working its way back down to the south. You'll hold on to what it'll feel like today as you get into it 4 o'clock today. It'll feel like it is about 84 degrees in your skin in Arcadia for La Crosse, about 86, 84 for Eau Claire. Then we get into tomorrow, and it'll feel like maybe a degree or two less in some cases, getting into at least about 85 degrees for La Crosse and about 82 for Eau Claire. You'll see the temperatures will be on the decrease gradually as we go through the next couple of days, holding on to those low 80s. And eventually that rainfall will continue to press through as we go through the late morning to mid-morning hours to finish out by about 9 o'clock or so. That carries over to 10 o'clock and goes to about 11 o'clock before it sweeps out of the region. We go dry again, and then eventually we may see some showers coming back in the forecast to finish out your forecast going into your evening commute. That means for the afternoon, we'll hold on to some partly cloudy skies to possibly mostly cloudy skies. We'll get into some cooler conditions for the next couple of days leading into your midweek with more sunshine on the way. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. And coming up in your health news, a good night's rest is a big part of keeping kids healthy and happy, but it can be hard to come by during the school year. Ahead, we'll have some tips for getting your little ones back on their school year sleep schedule.
Coming up in sports, win number 15 in a row is on the line as the Brewers were looking to continue their record-breaking stretch, plus a preview of their upcoming series against the Cubs. All of that coming up in the Morning Blitz.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Right now, all Goodyear wiper blades are on sale. These wiper blades feature a ceramic titanium coating that reduces friction and provides year-round performance. Pick them up for just $8.99 after rebate. Get the power you need with Energizer, the longest-lasting battery. Menards has the largest in-stock selection of Energizer batteries. Right now, get an 11% rebate on all Energizer batteries.
Save big money at Menards.
A great percentage of what we do at the Pump House Regional Arts Center is impacted by tourists.
The more people that we can get into the La Crosse area, the more I can provide for the people in our neighborhoods, the employees that I can help take care of, and just generally a better quality of life for us and our surrounding area.
The increased tourism means more business to us, means that we need to hire more staffing to accommodate for the fuel sales, to accommodate getting the rentals ready.
The power of tourism, brought to you by Explore La Crosse. The Good Feet store just really helped me out. I mean, they gave me the right arch support for my feet, not somebody else's feet. Then it was like, okay, this is something special.
See for yourself with the free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
As we near the end of construction on our new store, we've got some great offers during the Make This the Summer event at Chrysler Winona. Right now, a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee El Laredo starts at $38,490. That's $7,000 off MSRP. Packed with features like 3-row seating and 2nd-row captain's chairs, power sunroof, heated seats and steering wheel, remote start, and so much more. At $38,490, it's priced better than a used one. So see us today at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61, Winona.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
It's that time, back to school. Make News 8 Now part of your prep. News, tips, dates, links, and more. Go to news8000.com/back to school or the News 8 Now app. Expect more. Oh, and don't miss homeroom.
Call Hupy and Abraham. They really do mean business.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. Will the magic continue? Over the weekend, the Milwaukee Brewers set a franchise record, winning their 14th game in a row on Saturday, and another comeback capped off with a 3-run home run in the 11th inning. You can never count them out, and that was a story yesterday afternoon as well, until it wasn't. Let's go there. Jose Quintana on the mound, and he was fantastic in this one, but so was the Brewer defense. 6th inning, Spencer Steer, hard ground ball to third, but how about Caleb Durbin? Somehow stops it and throws it to first in time. What a play. One more look at it. Tough one. But the Reds would strike first. 7th inning, runners at the corners for Jose Trevino, and he puts a good swing into that one. But Lockenridge making a crazy catch for the out. A run does score. Reds take a 1-0 lead. So let's go to the 9th inning. Runner on first for William Contreras. And Contreras gets all of this pitch. He's going to give the Brewers the lead. A 2-run shot to center. Milwaukee goes up 1. But the Reds would answer. Runners at the corners for Trevino again. And this time he singles through to right field. That scores 1. We're going to extra innings. After that, the Brewers failed to score, the Reds with the bases loaded, and Austin Hayes is going to walk it off. The win streak falls at 14, and Cincinnati takes it 3-2, the final. So let's have a quick check-in on the Cubs as they were taking on the Pirates. Down 1 in the 6th, but with 2 runners on, Carson Kelly pops it up to shallow center field, and that gets down. 1 run scores. This game is tied at 3. Then in the 8th, bases loaded for Dansby Swanson. He's going to send this pitch high and deep to right field, and that's going to be an out, but a run does score, and that would be the difference maker. Cubs, they get the win 4-3, the final. So that sets us up for a huge week. Brewers and the Cubs in a 5-game series starting later today with a Monday doubleheader. Milwaukee with an 8-game lead in the division, but a lot of things could change after this series. Game 1 set for 1:20 this afternoon. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
The La Crosse Area Builders Association's Parade of Homes is August 21st through the 24th, featuring a variety of new homes. For tickets and information, search LABA Parade of Homes. See for yourself what is possible and discover the potential for your next home project.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's the summer sales event. Great time to buy. Nice weekend, Hank?
Spectacular. Took the family camping, courtesy of Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. Morgan?
Baseball tournament. Mike Sports at the Homeland Field.
How about you two?
Mud bath.
Get 0 down, 0% financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on Bronco. Or lease Bronco for $499 a month with 0 down. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
We know, like, if we help one person and if we impact their life and have such a positive influence on them when they're coming in here working on sometimes the hardest thing for themselves that they can do, and they can then help the next 3 to 5 people that they encounter, our reach goes more.
Are we looking to enjoy time with our family? Are we looking to get up and down off the floor with our grandkids? Are we looking to go travel and experience retirement a little bit differently? We're in your corner through the ups and the downs that life has to offer because we know that they'll happen.
Head over to unityfitnesspro.com today.
It's amazing all the work that goes into growing this little guy. The research you've done over the past decades is critical to grow a good quality crop.
The UW-Madison has developed light casts to help farmers manage late blight before it takes root in potato fields.
I can't really overstate how important that is.
What's at stake isn't just the crop in the ground, it's the sustainability of your family farm.
This partnership really makes me proud to be a Wisconsin farmer.
One Wisconsin on Wisconsin.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual.
Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's. Yay! We love our guests.
Love. As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
When it comes to supporting our community, we expect more. And you delivered. You helped stuff the bus, providing school and hygiene supplies for students in need. Hundreds of backpacks were filled, and thousands of dollars were raised. The success of this event shows the strength and caring of our community. Still want to give? Bring your donations to either YMCA. Thank you for being a part of such an important event. And thank you to our partners and sponsors for helping stuff the bus.
The La Crosse Area Builders Association's Parade of Homes is August 21st through the 24th, featuring a variety of new homes. For tickets and information, search LABA Parade of Homes. See for yourself what is possible and discover the potential for your next home project.
First Warn Weather on News 8 Now.
Rainfall is headed our way as we get into it over the next 15 minutes or so. More about that in just a moment.
Right now this morning, the search continues for a wanted Minnesota man after a chase in Viroqua on Friday. Coming up, what we know about the suspect. And President Trump to meet with Ukraine's president later today. We'll have more on the calls for peace in the Russia-Ukraine war. Think your child's misbehaving in class? It might not be attitude, it could be their eyes. The warning signs you're missing at home on Mindful Monday. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Allison Fergit. Alexandra is off today. It's Monday, August 18th, and so far it's been a rainy one, and it looks like this rainy weather is going to continue throughout the day.
Yes, it is, Allison. Going into it, I just got this printed off the printer right now. 6:29 a.m. for Monday. We have the Trempealeau River at Arcadia affecting Trempealeau and Buffalo counties. You're seeing this going to be at least in some moderate flooding, possibly as we get into the forecast. But for right now, where Turtle Creek near Austin, we're looking at the possibility by 5:30 a.m. The stage was at 9.8 feet, and the bank stage is now at 7.0 feet. So there is some flooding happening there right now. So as we get into your forecast, we'll hold on to how this all shapes up. Getting into it, we're looking at there is a risk for severe weather in the form of the flash flooding that I just mentioned here, or the flooding potential getting into your forecast. As we also look at it here, we're also seeing that we've picked up at least up to about an inch or so over the last, say, few hours now. And as we get into it, you're going to be seeing that it's also going to be a part of your forecast with a low risk for severe weather. When I come back, I'll have a better overview of how this all shapes up, so stick around.
Sounds good. Thank you, Art. And what started as a pursuit in Viroqua on Friday has now turned into a multi-day search for a wanted suspect. News 8 Now Seth Padilla joins us with the latest from the newsroom.
Allison, Nathan Randall Gosman remains at large after the incident started on Friday when a Northside business called police to report about a man who had a warrant. When authorities arrived, Gosman fled, beginning the high-speed chase. The pursuit ended when Gosman crashed his vehicle and ran on foot. He then reportedly stole a municipal truck on Saturday. In an interview yesterday, the Vernon County Sheriff said the 2017 Ram was last seen in La Crescent around 1:30 a.m. on the 17th. It and Gosman's whereabouts remain unknown.
We know that he has a lengthy criminal record. We do not have any information to indicate that he is armed.
Authorities say anyone with any information on Gosman's whereabouts should call law enforcement. Authorities say do not engage with Gosman if you see him. Any further updates on this case, and we will be sure to relay them to you. In the newsroom, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now This Morning.
Seth, thank you. This morning, the world is watching the White House. President Trump says he's honored to host Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, flanked by other European leaders, days after his meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. No ceasefire agreement Friday, but over the weekend, the president seemed to put the ball in Zelensky's court. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
Today, a European show of support as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky prepares to meet with President Donald Trump in the Oval Office.
We are deciding what we are going to discuss in Washington.
It's Zelensky's first return to the White House since this heated exchange in February.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
Not playing cards.
Right now,
this time, Zelensky is bringing backup in the push to end Russia's war with Ukraine. Last night, he posted on social media he hoped the joint strength will force Russia into a real peace. The sit-down comes after President Trump met with Russia's Vladimir Putin in Alaska Friday.
I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway.
Since the summit, President Trump has backed off his earlier push for a short-term ceasefire to foster negotiations, instead suggesting they go directly to a peace agreement. Zelensky disagrees.
It's impossible to do this under the pressure of weapons. So it's necessary to cease fire.
White House officials say the group today is expected to discuss solutions regarding territory taken by Russian forces.
There needs to be an agreement on territories and where the lines are going to be drawn.
Yesterday, Zelensky said that issue should only be discussed with Ukraine, Russia, and the U.S. all at the table. Jared Hill, CBS News.
White House Special Envoy Steve Witkoff said in a TV interview that Putin agreed to let the U.S. and European allies offer Ukraine NATO-like collective security guarantees. Zelensky welcomed the development, though he says the details are unclear. Commuters on Highway 16 by the Valley View Mall area will notice more traffic in the upcoming days. The opening of Raising Cane's, the Hy-Vee Back to School events, the Do Portugal Cirque shows, and other events in the area will all contribute to added traffic. Traffic for tomorrow's Cane's opening will be directed to the access road. Overall, traffic is expected to be heavy until Sunday. The Holman Knights of Columbus hosted their annual Cornfest breakfast yesterday morning. The breakfast served as a chance for community members to connect while doubling as a fundraiser to help families.
And it's a big fundraiser for Holman Knights of Columbus. We are just supporting the community. We use the funds to help families in need or other nonprofits that are looking for more support. Maybe even kids that are dealing with cancer and other, just rough, tough financial situations.
At the breakfast, the community enjoyed biscuits and gravy, sausage, eggs, toast, and a variety of drinks. In addition to that breakfast, Cornfest also included a car show. For their 30th year, organizers hoped more than 300 owners would bring cars for their attendees to come see. Many of the cars were unique and displayed their owners' passions. As the new school year approaches, a good night's rest is even more important. Doctors encourage easing children back into an earlier bedtime routine after a summer of looser schedules and late nights. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine recommends that preschoolers get up to 13 hours of sleep daily, including naps. For children aged 6 to 12, the ideal amount is 9 to 12 hours, while teenagers need about 8 to 10 hours each night.
This is a new world, especially to young kids, and they're learning so much. And just like every other thing in your body, you have to have time for it to rest so that when it's active, it can be on it can be at the best potential.
Other important sleep tips include not eating a heavy meal right before sleeping, limiting screen time before bed, and try relaxing activities like showering or reading to help wind down. That was your medical news, and now let's send it over to Art for a look at our morning travel conditions. I think it's going to be a rainy one for a lot of us out there.
It's going to be a rainy one as we take a look at it right now. I want to go back to what we were just talking about before. We've got a low risk for severe weather in the form of flooding, and that's already going to be happening as we go right back into Arcadia. We're looking at the Trempealeau River at Arcadia. They have the possibility of this having impacts about 8 feet. We're looking at minor flooding. Right now the stage is at 7.6 feet. That was at 5 o'clock. Now that was this morning. We have Bankfull at 6 feet. We're also going to be seeing a crest as we forecast this all the way to in the afternoon to about 8 feet. So that's going to be a record potential as if they get to 8.1 feet. That's from 05/21/2013. We also have portions of that going on into the Trempealeau River as we get into Arcadia. They are holding on to flood stage at 10.5 feet. The record is at 12.9, and currently the stage is currently at 7 feet. So they're continuously going to grow. We'll get back into this as we move on, showing you other locations here. As you can see, these other rivers are holding on to the Black River Falls. Possibly not an issue, but we'll keep an eye on it as we get into the next couple of days. We'll also see Necedah, also similar conditions. We'll keep an eye on that over the next couple of days. As we go into it, observe max winds right now, still at 16 miles per hour, in some cases across at 12. We'll hold on to the rainfall as we go into it here. What we picked up over since midnight, that was about, say, 0.17 inches. And as we get into it, it still has increased with more on the way. You can see that right there. When I come back, I'll give you a better overview of how this all shapes up. Stick around.
Well, before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Jace is turning 8. He enjoys fishing, skiing, baseball, and playing with his chickens and ducks.
Well, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Send a little photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Picture button or the Home tab on our website.
Well, screen time at school is the new reality for your kids. What you need to know to protect their vision. Next on our Mindful Monday.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. With SUVs for life's adventures, trucks as dependable as the people who drive them, EVs to charge up a summer of no limits, and American legends that need no introduction. This summer, Chevy drives America.
Get 0% financing on this Silverado, plus $3,000 total cash allowance on select Silverado pickups. That's around $9,000 total value, plus $3,750 owner loyalty cash.
From the creators of bacon, Applewood smoked ham. Ham and Swiss melts, 2 for $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
It's that time of year again. Oktoberfest is back with 4 days of fun. Each day is jam-packed with activities to get your gemütliche kite on. Join us for the parades, games, tapping of the golden keg, craft beer, and more. Free admission on Sunday with fun for families and all ages. September 25th through the 28th, we're celebrating German heritage in the most premier festival around. Don't miss Das Beste Fest in the Midwest. Get tickets at OktoberfestUSA.com.
The camper. It has been a reliable companion for your family's good times. But after years of use, it has shown some wear and tear. A broken window from an errant baseball, a couch that your dog allegedly chewed on, and an AC unit that doesn't work like it should. It's time to call Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. We have been improving your family's camper since 1970. Call us today and we will make your camper feel brand new. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
No, and you get the latest phones.
High five.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
All right, let's get into this and show you what's happening out there right now. Carry over Once again, we have rainfall continuing on this morning, and I'm going to keep it going all the way into the afternoon, where I'm going to push it off away from the evening hours, because the evening hours right now looks like it's going to be a little bit more meager. We're holding on to flash flooding potential as we get into it to the 10 a.m. hour. That's what the main risk is for right now. There's a 70% chance of rainfall in the forecast, and that's for all areas. And the next batch of rainfall is coming our way right now, and we're within the next, say, 10, 15 minutes or so. It goes in from areas right by from Eau Claire going southward, so it's pretty much south of I-94 going down along I-90. So everybody is in that right now. We'll continue with the possibility of thunderstorm activity as we finish the afternoon, with folks holding on to at least low to middle 80s in the forecast. A little bit of humidity still holding on from what we had from yesterday as well. So make no mistake, it is still going to be a little bit muggy on your skin today, and that will continue all the way into tomorrow, because it's only going to be a degree or two cooler for tomorrow as well. But for right now, we're holding on to Fall Creek about 78 degrees, Augusta 77, right back up to areas by Chippewa Falls. You're holding on to 82, Eau Claire at 82 as well. We'll continue on with this moisture on the way. You can see it bubbling up from Omaha, Nebraska, working its way all the way back into portions of Iowa as well from the west, and then continuing into our region here gradually, slowly but surely pushing that rainfall in as it goes through Minnesota and then works its way our way. We'll hold on to the highs for the day, holding on to at least some 70s, holding on to some middle 80s in the forecast. La Crosse will be at 86 and about 84 or so for Eau Claire. It'll feel like it's about 86 degrees on your skin for today, believe it or not, because the rainfall is kind of moving that about. But we're seeing 84 degrees possible. That's what it'll feel like on your skin for Eau Claire. Then we get into tomorrow, where it'll be as if we're getting into at least about, say, 85 degrees. So we'll see more 70s in the overnight hours once again, picking up about 82 degrees on your skin for Eau Claire. So we'll have this happening for us. Temperatures for tomorrow, 83 degrees for our high for La Crosse, 81 for Wednesday, and Thursday about 82. And each day we'll lose that humidity bit by bit. By the weekend, we're into the 70s. Holding on to that rainfall crossing the river as we go through the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour. That continues to go all the way to the 10 o'clock hour. Then it breaks off and moves eastward out of the region gradually. Still holding on to Black River Falls and Sparta by the 10:30 hour going to the 11 o'clock hour, as well as Prairie du Chien, Bosqueville, and Richland Center also dragging that moisture to finish out going to the 11 o'clock hour, leaning into the noon hour. We'll see this come back again, possibly as we go right back into portions of the early evening hours, maybe, but this model is showing most of that rainfall is going to stay down to the south with a sprinkle in the forecast with everybody else. We'll also find ourselves getting into highs for Tuesday, back in the 80s again, widespread, holding on to Wednesday with similar conditions, with mostly the 80s getting farther south along, say, areas right by Eau Claire as well, down to the down to Prairie du Chien. This moisture is showing us as we go through the next couple of days. Possibly if this does show up, we'll see the rainfall possibly getting into about a half an inch to finish out the day, and that's just for the afternoon. But the rainfall we've picked up thus far since midnight, you can see it right here, as well as portions of going back into your forecast, holding on to again for Eau Claire and of course La Crosse. I apologize about that. There's Eau Claire and La Crosse once again. Let me get this out real quick. As you can see here, I don't know why this thing's taking forever, but there it is for La Crosse, about 0.83 inches. And for the next few days, we'll hold on to temperatures getting back into your 80s to finish out the next few days in your forecast. Back to you.
The kids are heading back to school, which means new teachers and school supplies, but it can also mean missed vision problems that hurt your child's success in the classroom. We're joined on this Mindful Monday by ophthalmologist Dr. David Nash to help parents spot the early warning signs. Good morning, Dr. Nash. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Nice to see you. An important topic. So why are back to school eye exams? You know, we see it, we talk about it on the news all the time. Why are they actually a good idea?
Well, it's a great question. You know, coming back to school is one of these times where we have an opportunity to sort of update a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, we get new backpacks, but just like we need sharp pencils, we need sharp vision. For most of our learning, it is a visual thing.
Right.
We need to be able to see the board or see the words or see the pictures that we're trying to interact with. So we want to make sure we have the best vision possible when we're getting into that classroom.
Yeah, definitely important. So is there an age that we should start doing these eye exams?
Another great question. So eye exams tend to start after birth. Our first type of vision screening happens right in those first few days with your newborn provider, where we're looking at the red reflex of the eye, and that gives us the early information about what visual processing might be there and any potential problems.
Okay.
The American Academy of Pediatric Ophthalmology and Strabismus recommends vision screening start between age 1 to 3.
Okay.
And then any time that we have a child who has maybe a risk factor, a family history of significant childhood eye disease, or just any concern from a parent, whether that's about eye alignment, how the eyes are aligned and looking at objects, or something about vision, then that's a great time to get an eye exam.
Okay.
Definitely, there should be an in-depth screening type exam done before age 5 in kindergarten when we enter that classroom.
Okay, those early spots, early warning signs. And so, yeah, so for older kids, they're reading the boards, reading books. You can tell if they're having problems. But for younger toddlers, you know, they're not quite looking at boards or anything. Well, how do we spot the warning signs in them?
That's a great question. So again, eye alignment is one thing that we might see, but you're right, you know, toddlers, they might not be reliable. If we ask them questions, they might say no to everything or yes to everything. You know, again, they might think blurred vision is normal.
Right.
So there are certain things we can see. Sometimes it's behavior as we watch a child. Maybe if we are pointing out a bird in the sky or an eagle coming off the bluffs, maybe we see them squint or turn their head slightly to the side, and if that's consistently happening, they could be trying to self-correct a slight refractive or glasses issue.
Okay.
Other things like excessive blinking or eye rubbing when looking at objects up close can be a sign potentially of a vision issue.
Okay.
And then things, you know, that might indicate maybe they're having some strain. So maybe that's a grimace or something when looking at things up close. Could be that their vision is somewhat uncomfortable for them.
Right. Okay. And then anything else in those older kids who are reading? Anything additional we should be looking for? They could probably vocalize it. But
Right. They're more articulate,
Yeah.
but sometimes they also don't want to divulge too much information. So it comes down to some of the same things. Squinting in the distance, some type of, you know, if we have kids coming home from the school day with headaches right after they've been spending a lot more time with near work and focusing really hard on objects, not necessarily spacing out on a screen or something, that could be an indication that their eyes are straining to see clearly. But even just asking them, do you ever see double vision? Do you see the words jumping around, or are things blurry for you, is a great place to start for those older age kids.
Okay, great. And then screens are now kind of embedded in learning. So do we need to be sending them to school with the UV glasses on, or how can we protect our kids while they are on these screens all day?
Another awesome question I love to get all the time in the eye clinic. If we go back a few years, right when things really became electronic at the beginning of the pandemic, we heard a lot about blue light and about the potential damage that it could cause to the eyes. Great news, a lot of that is overblown.
Okay.
You know, we always want to protect our eyes from ultraviolet light and sunlight and those things, but the biggest thing that we see from screen use and excessive near work in general is we stop blinking. So what happens is then our eyes start to get dry and we can become uncomfortable and we can develop some eye strain from just prolonged near work. So if our kids, whether it's a screen or not, if we're having sustained near work, the things that I recommend my patients are, one, we want to make sure that there's a thing called the 20-20-20 rule. So every 20 minutes, take about 20 seconds to look about 20 feet in the distance. That gives your eyes a little time to just relax and refresh some of that tear surface that we get.
Okay, great to know. They are super important tips as we head back to school. So thank you so much, Dr. Nash, for being here this morning.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
No problem. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
If you have aging or cracked sewer lines that need to be replaced, choose Maxwell White. We make sewer replacements a stress-free process and make sure your lines are good to go for many years to come. For a limited time only, we're offering financing with 0% interest for 48 months. So call today.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Get 0% APR plus 3,000 trade assistance on select Sierra 1500 models when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Hey, Dominic here, and we always get asked, what do you have for fish and seafood? With over 40 blends at our outlet store, we recommend these 4. Seafood, Cajun, lemon pepper, and yes, chicken. Just take your fish or even shrimp, shake on your choice of seasoning, and cook thoroughly until done. Use any of these 4 and you'll have your guests coming back for more. And they're all low in sodium. Get these seasonings at the Please Need Outlet store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. Fish Eye!
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Senor Villa. At Senor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Senor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Senor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
Stubborn clog that just won't give? With our drain cleaning services, we can remove those stubborn blockages without jeopardizing the integrity of your pipes. For a limited time, we're offering financing options with no interest if paid in full within 18 months. So call today.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The U.S. Postal Service will honor the late President Jimmy Carter with a new stamp. The Forever Stamp will come out on October 1st on what would have been the 39th president's 101st birthday. Carter died last December at the age of 100. Carter was known as a prominent activist for peace, human rights, and social and economic progress around the world. Time now for your morning news now. What started as a pursuit in Viroqua on Friday has now turned into a multi-day search for a wanted suspect. Nathan Randall Gossman remains at large after the incident Friday when a business called police to report a man who had a warrant. The pursuit ended when Gossman crashed his vehicle and ran on foot. He then reportedly stole a municipal truck and was last seen in La Crescent on the 17th. Authorities say to not engage with Gossman if you see him. The YMCA hosted a back-to-school supply pickup. News 8 Now's Stuff the Bus campaign's distribution happened this weekend. Students could fill their own backpacks with essentials or pick up one already pre-packed.
We're really excited here. Last week we saw such a great partnership with our community in the donation of supplies and school supplies, and we are so fortunate to have so many families who will benefit from that today and be able to pick out supplies for their kids.
Community donations made it possible to help hundreds of kids start the school year ready to learn. The Aura Trails Fest brought fun to La Crosse this weekend, this time on bikes. There were bike races throughout La Crosse's bluffs for all ages and skill levels.
We have races happening all day, from little kids that just took off all the way to elite professionals happening later in the day. There's a newbie race happening right behind the camera right now with which is a free race, a try it out, so anybody can show up and they can race, and so there's really something for everybody out here today.
This is the event's third year. Fall is just around the corner and Eckers Apple Farm is ready. The apple farm located in Trempealeau is now officially open for the season. From train rides to apple picking, caramel apples, and fresh cider, there's something for all ages.
It's just a fun day to come out, spend some time with your family at the orchard, enjoy some music, have a craft cider.
And if apples aren't your thing, Eckers also features a beer garden to enjoy the fall weather.
All right, as we get into your forecast right now, the Trempealeau River at Arcadia, currently it is at about 7.6 feet. And the forecast for flooding is going to be at 8 feet, just to let you know. So there's going to be some flooding later on. There'll be more flooding getting into tomorrow as well. We're also going to find ourselves getting into the river, getting to Turtle Creek River as well for the Trempealeau River. You're also going to be holding on to more flooding in the forecast as well. Finishing out with this here, as we finish out, you're going to hold on to more of this. Temperatures on the rise, or excuse me, on the fall as far as temperatures are going back to the lower 80s. Humidity will get out of the way.
Oh, sounds good, Art. And thank you for waking up with us. Coming up at noon, a major spike in traffic around the Valley View Mall area. We'll have more on the events causing the extra traffic.